Hello YouTube, my name is Fernando and this is Auralic Polaris. Now if you have seen my previous videos, I'm in the mission of searching for a one-box solution for streaming and DAC, preamp and power amp in one box. So in this regard, so far I have reviewed Name Unity Nova and Technics SUG30, and this is the third one I'm reviewing. This is Auralic Polaris. Now form wise and appearance wise is really identical to the Auralic Alte. Only difference between these two units is this one has an built-in power amp. That means you can connect speakers directly to this unit. Now this is very good unit. This is very good. The streaming and DAC and the integration of power amp is really good. Sounds well. Now sound wise, if I compare this to Name Unity Nova, the Name units has well, how should I put it, good dynamics and good sound stage, which I miss in this unit, but this one is definitely better than Technics. The implementation of the app and the quality of the streaming and the DAC, built-in DAC, is far better than Technics. So this one, well, the only thing that I'm missing in Name Unity Nova is the ability to play MQA files. Now this does it. What I heard is that Auralic doesn't have an MQA licensing, but it does it. They have program a decoder by themselves to decode MQA files, and it does a very good job with MQA files. Now, if you're familiar with the other MQA decoders, hardware decoding, there's some sort of an indication on the unit to show that it is playing an MQA file and it is decoding an MQA file. This one doesn't have it. This doesn't show you on the display if it's playing an MQA file, but it does on the app. In the app you will see if it's playing MQA file and what's the sampling rate of that file. So this is disables to play up to 32-bit 384 kilohertz of PCM, and DSD does up to 256, and the built-in power amp is able to do 128 watts in 8 ohms and 180 watts in 4 ohms. Now the connections are very well built. It's all gold plated, and I have no complaint about it. I wish this does have a little bit of dynamic and authority to the sound. So so I'm happy with this. Yes and no. The yes part is the integration, how good it is. The app of this unit is, it calls Auralic Lightning app, and how well it does the streaming part, handles the streaming part in this unit. So with that said, I was able to achieve the best results with this unit. Adding an external DAC to this, and then connecting a separate power amplifier. So now you might say, no, that's not what I want. Yes, it's not what I want. I want a one unit setup to do it all. This does it, but I'm not happy with the sound. So that's the reason why I keep on experimenting with the other devices which I'm having. So what I did was, this has a very a super clean USB 2 output, and this has a built-in linear power supply, and the technical specification I'm not very familiar with, but it does a very good job. I mean, you don't need to have a separate power supply like, for example, Auralic Polaris or the Auralic Polaris Mini. You need to have, to get the optimum sound quality out of it, you need to have a separate power supply. But this has that built in, so you need to run only the normal AC, and the unit handles the rest of the power supply on its own. So what I did was I connect the Code Hugo 2 to the USB output of these devices. So that means I'm eliminating all the preamp and the power amp section of it. And the DAC as well. I'm only using the streamer part of it, and the streamer gives a USB digital output to the Code Hugo 2, and Code Hugo 2 analog output again connect to a name pre-power amp combo. We call it the model. What I'm having is Nate XS2. I know that's a very sweet device. The massive soundstage, massive dynamic. I really like the sound of the Nate XS2. So I want to separate the component of this device. So that's the reason why. So I took the DAC power preamp out of the equation and only use the streamer. That's the best combination I was able to, and combination and the result of the sound quality wise I was able to get with this device. Now saying that, again I tried using only streaming and DAC part of it. That means preamp output of this device directly to name XS2. Not as good as the using the Code Hugo DAC in between. It was okay, but I'm really pleased with the combination of Hugo as a DAC and name Nate XS2 as a power amp. So so with that I came to conclusion. Now this unit sells here in Switzerland somewhere around 3,500 to 4,000 Swiss francs, and you can get an Auralic Altair, which is streamer, DAC and digital preamp, for about 2,000 Swiss francs, so half of the price of this unit, which I could use for the scenario or the way I mentioned earlier. That means I can use the Auralic Altair connected to Code Hugo DAC and use name as my pre-power amp. Or else there's another one coming out of Auralic family. That's the new G2 series. I'm really interested on that to test that as well. What I'm interested in Auralic Polaris G2. That's purely a transporter, a digital streamer. But that unit is at the moment really expensive. In Swiss francs, about 4,000. I mean, can you imagine? This is a whole one. I mean, a total package. You can connect directly speakers to this, but only the streamer, of Auralic Polaris G2 costs around 4,000 Swiss francs. So it's almost the price of this unit, but it has only streamer. But it seems there are no reviews of that unit. I mean, in YouTube, but there are some written reviews in found some bloggers have done some written reviews. It seems it's a really good unit. I try to get it at least to get a unit to testing purposes. Well, yeah, that's my thought about this unit. I just want to keep this video short as possible. So quick, the Lightning app of Auralic. I'm really happy with the Lightning apps. Let me show it to you. It has very cool layout, and it does. You can configure how the albums are showing and all the bells and whistles. You can configure the unit how you want. And on iPhone, I have experienced it crashes sometimes, but that's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but still you can control the unit over the remote control. Oh, on that note, I have to mention the remote control uses the common code. I think it's Philips the code which is using. So that means if you have name units at home, or you have Arcam units at home, they both use the same infrared codes. So that means they interfere. I mean, if you increase the volume in Auralic, the name unit also increases the volume. So what I did was I set the Auralic Polaris to fix volume, so that that means I purposely control the volume of the name unit. Yeah, that's about that. And in this app, what you cannot do with this app is to select input, but most of the time you use it in use this device in streamer mode, and so I never had unless for testing for different connections. I need to select different input output, but other than that, you're good to go if you are only in streamer mode. So the USB connections, it will index the files, and it has its own file server built in. That's also very good. I mean, very responsive. Again, with comparing to Technics, I experienced the same with Name app, but the Name app is lack of configurations, but it does a very good job. Name app is one of the good the remote apps and music library management app and all the title integration, and it's one of the good apps out there. And this one does a very good job. It is configurable, and every now and then it crashes. But Auralic has come a long way with this app, so I'm happy with this all in all. Yeah, that's my basic impression on the Auralic Polaris. If you guys have some questions regarding this unit, can post below. I'll try to answer them as much as or as good as possible. And one thing to note is it has the phono preamp as well. You have two analog inputs. You can configure these two inputs as as pre-output as well. So if like I said earlier, if you want to eliminate the power amp part of this unit and direct pre-out the analog audio signal to another dedicated power amplifier, you can do that with this. So it's a really cool feature. I have never seen that before. You can do it's very flexible what you can do with this. And all in all, it's a really good device. I mean, Auralic is very known for their products. I mean, even the Auralic Aries Mini is a very good audiophile quality streamer, and this one is no exception. Only thing I wish the digital amplifier built into this had a little bit more dynamics that I get from a name unit. So that's about it. So again, my main mission to find a one setup, one box unit to do everything. It's not accomplished yet. I don't know. I'm a little bit leaning towards this conclusion. I think you are better off with separates. That means you can upgrade however you want. You can combine however you want. The only thing is you need to have good interconnects and everything. And a unit like this, you don't have to consider those. You know, I mean, it's everything wired internally. Only thing you need to have a good pair of loudspeakers and loudspeaker cables. Other than that, there is no interconnect needed. Of course, only if you have internet the network cable connected to it. Other than that, you don't need anything. But you have separates. You have to consider the interconnects as well, and the clutter. And if you have an open rack, I hate to see wires hanging from the units. So that's the reason why I want to have one box unit. But I think if I can afford, I will buy a name unit. Only thing is I don't have MQA playback on it. I'm a pro MQA because I think it has a good potential, like the title integration. There aren't much albums yet, but it will come more and more. But I must say, all the MQA, the master albums on the titles are not in the same quality. There are some good albums, but you have to search for them. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, just please give a thumbs up. And if you have any question regarding this unit, please post below. I'll try to answer them. And have a good one. Till next time. Bye bye everybody.